So, so much to be said, and I really don't even wanna talk. It's like my mind is exhausted, yeah, but I can't sleep, not a peep, nor would I try at this moment. The weird utopia. The weird utopia that is around the corner. It's only, I need to give a disclaimer, right? Whatever I may say in this, it would be a summarization of analyzations of what we have all gone through and witnessed. Some people notice, some don't. I don't want to be a doom and gloom type of guy. I feel like that just comes out. Needs to be said. It's almost like an automatic response, you know. What a time to be raising children, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Just to let you know, the only people I think that'll listen to this is those with a lot of patience and those that are just kind of, I don't know, beyond fed up. You know, trying to find the light in. I don't like referencing the light like that because we all know who the light bearer is. Lucifer, right? And we need to start speaking what we mean. What I mean when I say that, referencing the light, as so many do. We trying to find the hope and the promise for tomorrow in a good nature, in a good way. I say weird utopia because Sophia the robot, okay, referenced us to that gut feeling that us humans refer to, right? Well, the gut feeling, the rationale, the summarization of analyzation of events that we have been going through. Heck, rewind, 2020 did one thing if it didn't do hundreds of other things. At least for me, it's like that moment when, you know, life flashes before your eyes, right? And you start reanalyzing everything you don't witness, everything you've been taught. 2020 vision. Of course, this year was gonna be insane, incomprehensible, mind-blowing, very occultic, I guess you could say. Not the right word though. Not the right word. A very special year for the ones that follow occult practices. That's what I mean by that, I guess. I say weird utopia because everything to me says that, if you kind of Sherlock Holmes 2020, it's like everything says that there's this new fake perfect world or scenario being ready to be rolled out. And I mean, of course, most people have heard about the Great Reset. They, at least most people have at least heard about the Great Reset. Sustainable Development Agenda 21, Event 201. I guess what I'm trying to do here is get a burden off of my back, off of my mind. It's like when you want to be so angry, but at the same time you understand there's so many things out of your control, and you have little ones that look up to you for so many things. But one thing that has become almost absent in the year 2020 is joy. You know what I mean? And not that fake masqueraded happiness for the moment. No, I'm talking about joy. A long-term thinking process, but beyond that, a perception or an outlook, a perspective on everything. A lot of, we know it, most of us, a lot of people have heard the terms glass half empty or glass half full. It's how you look at things and what you see, potential. Where do you lean? Opportunities or consequence? Where does your mind focus? Of what could be? Of good? Or the bad? Or in between? And then this, what? I feel the pressure because anytime I hit the record, there's always like an overlying tone. So duality. It's I feel sick even talking about it. It's the way this realm is set up. There's laws that transcend all of nature, everything, everything. The thought that inspired this recording was that utopia, it ain't for us. Not people like me. And probably not people like you, whoever's listening. But I ain't about making assumptions, right? I don't know who you are listening, you know. But let's just assume you're a little bit like me. At least a little. At least in the way that you see a lot of corrupt stuff and you about had enough of it, but you don't know what to do to change it. It's not our place to change it. We're simply to be a light in the world. One that you can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away on this great plain. Only He knows the breadth and the width. Right? We can think we understand so many things, and we do. I'm not saying we don't. But it's not the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me Jesus, as I understand it. Most it's very hard to say. Everything, all true wisdom comes from God the Father, Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, our Father in heaven, Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. I am that I am, right? What the devil has done, his minions, the fallen ones, call them what you may, they have many names. You know, how convenient. They give knowledge and wisdom, quote unquote, of God sparingly as a tool, as a way to corrupt and to lead the mind astray. How do I say? I'm a victim of this. I am guilty of doing what I'm about to say, but think of all the rabbit holes, all the branches of the tree we get lost on. The truth, you know. But look, we gotta start using our words better. Yeah, truth is something that's real, right? That's what we understand it, but real truth comes from God, comes from Jesus, comes from Yahweh, Yeshua. I guess what I'm trying to say is, just because something is real and it exists, and this ain't gonna sound right, even when I'm thinking it, it doesn't sound right, but something inside tells me it is. That just because it's real doesn't make it truth. I can't explain it to you, but it feels right. Like there's a part of it. There's something about that statement that just feels right. And I ain't gonna claim that I really understand it. You know, like I feel like I do. And I guess what it's trying to say, and ain't that scary, but I'm talking about the thought when I refer to it. Test the spirits. Test the spirits always. Test your thoughts, man. Always. Just because something exists doesn't mean it's of God, and God is truth. If that makes sense. So, that utopia. It's, how do I break it down? Even the devil cares for his children. Okay? And the devil's trying to make a safe place for his children. Let me say that again and try to word it in a different way. Just because the majority of people are absolutely fucking loony doesn't mean you got to be either. Or also. I hate to say it like that, but it's so weird. You know what? Alright. F the showmanship, and I'm just recording this so I can free my mind, if you will. F the topics, man. Alright. Let's try to make sense of all this. We ain't nothing but ants to them. Everybody knows who the hell I'm talking about when it comes to them. But what do? And how do we survive? Right? Why have years and years the universities been reminding us of the Holocaust and communism and all this stuff? Why? To make it more safe in our people's zoo, referring to the AI robot or whatever, but the idea behind it's like, gotta keep it fresh. You gotta people have to know how to cope. You gotta know how to act being a victim of that type of oppression. How to be a model prisoner. That's why they, you know, I'm just letting off brain electricity. That's why there's so many God references in these novels that are written by survivors and things, you know, and that's no accident, because Jesus, Yahweh, Yahushua, he's gonna be there regardless, and he always makes sure that we get the message. Have you noticed that? No matter how dark something gets, the truth is always right there. You just gotta let him in. He's always right there. And you know what? I find it quite beautiful that my mind goes to these places, and you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I've drank for a long time, you know. I haven't been like a heavy alcoholic or whatever. Some might disagree or whatever, but you know, and so what, devil? If you want to try to ruin my testimony because of my sins, you know what? At this point, Jesus Christ released me from all that. All those, you know what? There's a reason why. Well, of course, there's a reason why Jesus had came. But look, there's a reason why the message of Jesus and his teachings wasn't focused on the law. It wasn't. You know why? It's because he knew that we were already fallen before we even took our first breath. We have been tainted by sin. Our flesh is tainted, and it takes constant prayer and repentance to be able to keep a connection with them. But he's always there. But if you take anything away from what you're listening to right now, don't let anybody tell you that you cannot call on Jesus, period. No matter what you've done in your past, no matter what you may currently be doing now, no matter what thoughts you may be battling with, no matter what emotions that you may be dealing with, as far as like anger or, hate or anything negative. There's never a time where you can't call on Jesus. And I think that's one of the biggest lies that the devil tells us and tries to put in our minds. He'll remind us of all these things that we've done wrong. He'll remind us, and he'll keep them fresh on our mind so that we can't be better. Or at least so it's harder to be better. Here we go, talking about Jesus again. Yep. It just happens. And I want to say I'm blessed for that. And I want to believe it. We can do all this running around trying to understand everything. But at the end, you'll be exhausted. And I'm not saying that wisdom and knowledge isn't powerful, because it definitely is. But I'm beginning to notice that it's a race that the devil wants you to run, because it keeps us away from the Bible. It keeps us away from prayer in Jesus. Excuse me. And instead of having our minds on Him, on Jesus, on Yahweh, we have our minds on all this corrupt, evil stuff. You know what I mean? And it becomes like a poison. And it's only taken me, like 10, 11, almost 12 years of just pretty much endlessly researching anything that's proof of the devil's existence in this realm, and proof of how do I even say it? People know it as exposing lies, of the world and things like that, and they're revealing, and like we should definitely know and have wisdom and knowledge. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's all right there in the Bible. I used to mentally argue with my grandma, and I say mentally because I had the thoughts that no, not all the answers are in the Bible, and well, yeah, they are. I mean, they are. But what I didn't understand back then was the fact that the answers are truth. What is meaningful. There is true evil out there. But man, how do I put it? Everything one needs to know comes from Jesus. Everything else just is poison, really. You know, spiritually, mentally. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. Um, I kind of want to wrap this up. Um, True peace of mind comes in trusting Jesus through and through and not worrying about anything. And then you have the Zen masters that confuse it all. Do not blank out your mind. You know, we must be on guard, vengeful. I don't really think that's the right word I'm looking for. But always alert in the mind, you know. Um, to wrap it up, I see clean white walls, a lot of sin, but everything clean. I see robots, but not known as robots. Not even known really as helpers, just kind of there, a part of the new normal. No homelessness because they've eradicated them. After all this genocide and all this murder, and all this mayhem that they have constructed, I see a very clean, futuristic place for those sickos. I just don't feel like that place is for me. I don't feel like we're a part of the team, you know. I guess I'm preparing myself. "2020 is a very tough time to have children. Very tough. I want them to have joy, happiness, and peace, and love, and all those good things, you know. Being angry is not the answer. I know that much. I do know that much. But I can't have my kids ignorant either. As a parent, it's my duty, our duty, my wife and I. It's our obligation to prepare for what is to come. And I feel like what is to come is more godless than what anybody has ever known. So think about the image of the beast. To me, I see a screen with a robot's face in it. I mean, think about it. All these, I want to say technocrats, But I don't feel like that word is enough. It's too specific and unknown to a lot of people, so a more general term should be used. And really, it's anybody that does not love Jesus, doesn't know Jesus, but they love technology. These people are going to love the Great Reset. They're going to love... it makes me sick thinking about it because it's so void of God and of life. I shouldn't hate, but the term artificial life, what does that even mean? Isn't it what's the term? It's a contradictory term. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. But it's a term that, when you take the words apart, artificial life, like life is completely natural in the sense that it's by no means artificial, if that makes sense. Fake, it's fake, right? The image of the beast. We were made in the image of God, of our Father, Yeshua, Jesus, Yahweh. To me, it just makes sense that the image of the beast is going to be the technology itself. And it all kind of ties in, I feel like, with the aliens, I'm going on a tangent. I'm just saying, how easy would it be for a spirit to manifest itself in technology? If you can summon a spirit, quote unquote, or a demon, whatever, with a Ouija board, I mean, come on. That's a piece of wood, some paint, and a shot glass or something. What do you think this technology can do? I don't think any of us really understands, or how could we? I mean, we can, if you want to, go crazy and summon spirits and sell your soul, or whatever, and then ruin your entire life for a couple years of good stuff, quote unquote good stuff, meaning materialism and crap that you can't take with you after you die. Like, it's such a lie, it's such a big lie, but yet it's sold because you keep your sustenance based on material, or at least plant material and animal material, to eat. But this is what we do. We use evil for good. And I mean that in a way that, isn't that what Jesus does? He can take he can take anything and make it for his cause. And I know there's demons out there just could so easily pick apart those words or or make it sound like I'm saying something that I'm not. We all know that. We all deal with that crap. Everybody wants to try to tell us why we're all these things. But I can be happy in a sense, because I know it's like that saying, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Whatever happened to that, dude? Whatever happened to that? But then you get the truth of speaking curses or blessings. You know what I mean? And at that point, prayer. I really feel like we should be praying all the time. Pray without ceasing. And I've struggled to understand that, because you know, at face value, hearing that and imagining that, to pray without stopping sounds exhausting mentally. But it's not. The way is narrow, and it is Jesus. And for us to have it, it sounds complicated and difficult. It's simple, but it ain't easy. Not in this form, in this flesh. But we have to try. We have to keep our mind on God. That's how we make good decisions. You know? That's how we know what words to say. That's how we know how to conduct ourselves. Because if we're not listening to Jesus, if we're not listening to Yahweh, Yahushua, God, my Father in heaven, if we're not listening to Him, there's a legion of spirits out there. And that's the only other option. There's nothing else to listen to. It's either Christ, Jesus, Yahweh, Yahushua, or it is a whole host of the fallen. Before I forget how to say it, I can pose it as a question, I guess. Would you rather fill your mind with the things of God and of goodness, so that I want to say your abundance overflows, but that doesn't make sense, you know? Abundance is a quantitative type of term. But I'm saying, what would you want to fill your cup with? Would you want your cup filled with poison? Or do you want your cup filled with, I don't know, delicious cranberry juice or wine or soda, whatever's your kick, whatever you say is good, that should be in a cup, right? Would you rather drink something that's going to kill you? Or do you want to drink something that's going to replenish you and make you feel alive? Man, chill bumps. Well, that cups your mind. What if that's the Holy Grail? Your cranium is the Holy Grail. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Yep, chill bumps all over. Mm-hmm. Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense. Jesus be the glory. Now it seems like a whole big trick, whole big Freemasonic trick with the Da Vinci's Code type of movies with the Holy Grail, search for the Holy Grail, or come to mind Monty Python's search for the Holy Grail. You know, it's like a big joke. It's like a big joke to them because they all know. Perhaps. Yeah. When you know, right? It's like, I don't know, you can only witness something so much until you finally have to acknowledge it. Alright, well, you know what, I'm going to wrap this up. um, I feel a little bit better. I feel like I got some stuff off my mind and now some new stuff, and that's cool too. So, yeah, the Holy Grail, man, I ain't never thought about it like that, but it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so the initial thought was about that weird utopia coming around the corner. It's like I can see it plain as day, like it's right before me. It's like I'm already seeing all the happy young people walking around with all their cool little gadgets and drones effing flying everywhere and augmented reality billboards and yeah, and then I think Babylon 2.0, but not. It's like it doesn't even, that term doesn't even equivalate. That's definitely not a word. What in the world? It doesn't match up. I don't know. And it's always, sheep are always happy as long as they're fed and kept safe. Know what I mean? Yep. Alright. Well, I wish I had a message of hope, and I do. It's call on Jesus, Yahweh. Call on Him. 'Cause He's waiting. He's been waiting. Anyway, He's right at the door, at the threshold. Y'all take care of one another, and don't forget joy. Don't forget, I want to say true happiness, what really matters. Cherish every moment. Alright, peace, world.